I need to use the earmuffs next time. So if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, this right here is a 5.4 liter 4-valve Ford engine out of a Lincoln Navigator. I pulled this out for a swap that I'm doing on one of my Mustangs, and I've always been interested. I've seen several videos of LS stuff that has like 8-to-1 headers, and they sound really good, but I've never once ever been able to find a Ford V8 of any sort with an 8-to-1 collector, like a video of this sound or anything. So what I'm bringing to you today is a sound comparison on a 544 valve. Yes, this thing runs. All of this wiring here is a whole harness out of a 99 GT or whatever. And I'm gonna take some videos of it running with these right here. With these are long tubes. I do not know what they're off of. I got them off of Facebook Marketplace for like 50 bucks, but they do bolt up to the head. So I'm assuming they're either off a an older Cobra, like maybe a 98 Cobra or something like that, or they're off of a Terminator. Would be a lot more interesting, but I don't know where they actually came from. So we're gonna do it with these first because this is what I have on here, and then after that I actually have a 8-to-1 collector and header and everything built right here. I built it myself. It is not meant for running in any sort of vehicle. It's way too big and bulky, and but these are everything to bolt it up together, and I'll show myself switching it out and whatever. But I guess let's go ahead and put some fuel in it and get a startup video of the long tubes. Seeing that it is a harness out of a 99 GT or whatever, the key does work for everything except for the fuel pump, which is over here. But here we go. So test fire with the Cobra long tubes on a 5.4. I'm actually gonna back this up because that's right up against the door. I don't want to blow a hole in the door. All right. And it died. Well, so that is the sound of the long tubes. Now we're gonna go ahead and switch these out for the 8-to-1. As you can see, it looks a little different. So the way that I built this, well, first of all, kind of a funny story. I wanted to build this thing for a while, and then I started building it, and I wanted to TIG weld the whole thing. And I think you can see over here, this joint here, let's see. This is the only joint that I TIG welded, to give you an idea. The rest of it I MIG welded because I was like, that takes way too much time for something that's not even really able to be used in a car. But it's not all one piece, as I'm sure you saw going together. So this whole collector here with some of these branches, is I guess what I'm going to call them, is all connected to these first two tubes on this side on the very bottom, and the front two right here. These two tubes right here are physically welded to the collector. The rest of them have these like slip joints here. They're a little loose in there, but I've run it a couple times, not just now, but before I put the other ones on. I've run it a couple times before and nothing's like blown backwards out of it, so I think we're gonna be just fine. Like, it doesn't really mess with the sound at all, being that those are loose and not clamped down. It took me almost a month coming into work an hour early or whatever, to get this whole thing welded and finished and fit and cut and all of that. But anyways, here we are. There's the long tubes. I think we'll just go ahead and fire it up and see if we can hear sound difference. Oh, actually, before we do that, earmuffs. Earmuffs are a must this time. All right. Well, I had to quickly move outside. My shop opens at 8 o'clock and it is, well, it's 8 o'clock and I got to get to work. So I'm gonna see if I can make this a real quick clip here. So let's get it started. We're outside. Just rolled it out the door. So let's go for it. Let's try it out. And of course it died. Power down. Well, I kind of wish I didn't put the headphones on because you can hear it good, but I think it sounds better without it. Now what I want to do is I want to put a clip of each of the long tubes and the 8-to-1 back to back and play them back to back several times so that you can actually hear the difference and hear what I'm talking about. I've already listened to them. So listen to the long tubes right here. So the long tubes to me sound a lot deeper, a lot throatier. And then now listen to the 8-to-1 right here. The 8-to-1 sounds a lot more higher and raspy, and I'll have them go back and forth. Well, there you have it. Another internet video that you watched, not knowing that you needed to watch it. Now everyone knows the difference, the sound difference between long tubes and an 8-to-1. Granted, it's an unequal length 8-to-1, but I don't think it matters all that much on a modular motor. I've always been so interested in what it sounds like, because it's like all these LS guys, they have the sound bites to go off of from YouTube, but us Ford guys, like, man, there's just nothing out there sometimes. But now you know. In my opinion, both of them sound really good. With here in person, the long tubes are definitely bassier, if that makes any sense at all. They have a really low, loud, like very loud and low grunt. It like blows your eardrums out. But the 8-to-1 to me is more, I don't know, it's more high pitch, and you definitely can tell that it's got, I don't know, for some reason it messes with the throttle response, not in a bad way. It like has really good throttle response with the 8-to-1, like it revs up really fast, and that may just because they're all going to the same pipe. But I don't think I will ever use the 8-to-1 in anything in particular. I was just really curious because, you know, the LS's, you know, everyone has an LS, everyone and their brother. Not very many people have one of these and have done something like this to mess with the exhaust, really. But now we know what it sounds like. It sounds freaking awesome. Tell me your opinion down in the comments. Comment down below, which one do you think sounds better? Do you like long tubes better, or do you like the 8-to-1? I really like both. Unfortunately, this is, for the majority of the cases, going to be unusable because the LS's are a lot smaller. They have a lot more room in the engine bays where you can actually do something like this. But this, with the modular in a small engine bay, doesn't work because you have to have room for other things like, you know, the radiator and stuff. But it was a lot of fun to build. So yeah, let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite, 8-to-1 or are you long tubes?